Have you ever pondered the unseen effects of illegal mining on our environment? It's a question that might seem simple at first glance, but as we peel back the layers, we uncover a complex web of consequences that reach far beyond what's visible to the naked eye. Let's set the stage. Imagine a world where illegal mining is rampant, where countless operations are carried out with little regard for environmental regulations. This is not a dystopian future we're talking about, but rather a stark reality that exists today, spanning across continents from the lush rainforests of South America to the vast landscapes of Africa and Asia. On the surface, the impacts of illegal mining are evident. Forests are stripped bare, leaving once vibrant ecosystems desolate and barren. Rivers and streams, once crystal clear, are now tainted with toxic chemicals, poisoning the very lifeblood of our planet. These are the direct effects, the ones we can see, measure, and quantify. They're severe, they're devastating, and they're the common perception of the consequences of illegal mining. But the story doesn't end there. Beneath the surface, a more insidious narrative unfolds. The disruption to the natural landscape, the removal of vegetation, the destabilization of the soil. These actions, often overlooked, have far-reaching implications for the stability of our environment. The effects of illegal mining are not confined to the immediate area of operation. They reverberate outwards, touching lives and communities in ways that are often unanticipated. When a hillside is stripped of its trees, when a riverbank is eroded, the land becomes vulnerable. It loses its natural defenses. It becomes susceptible to the whims of the weather, to the devastating power of heavy rains and storms. The result? A rise in natural disasters, in floods and landslides, in the displacement of communities and the loss of lives. These are the hidden consequences of illegal mining, the ones that often go unnoticed until it's too late. But what about the indirect, often overlooked consequences like floods and landslides? To understand the indirect effects, let's venture to Indonesia, a country grappling with the harsh realities of illegal mining. Indonesia, an archipelago of over 17,000 islands, is a land of stunning natural beauty and biodiversity. Its unique geography, with a mix of towering mountains, dense forests, and sprawling coastlines, paints a breathtaking picture. But this picturesque landscape is not without its vulnerabilities. It is a land prone to natural disasters with frequent earthquakes, tsunamis, and volcanic eruptions. And the country's tropical climate means it experiences heavy rainfall, leading to floods and landslides. Yet the beauty and richness of Indonesia's land have also become its curse. The country's forests, minerals, and other natural resources have attracted miners from across the globe. While some adhere to regulations, many others operate under the radar, engaging in illegal mining activities that leave scars on the land and its people. Illegal mining in Indonesia is more than just an underground operation. It's a widespread issue, contributing significantly to deforestation. Forests are not merely trees, they are intricate ecosystems that play a vital role in maintaining the balance of nature. They absorb carbon dioxide, release oxygen, and act as natural shields against landslides and floods. But these forests are disappearing at an alarming rate. Illegal miners, in their quest for quick profits, are ruthlessly clearing vast expanses of forest land. They are stripping the land of its green cover, leaving it bare and exposed. This deforestation is not only devastating the country's unique biodiversity, but also increasing its vulnerability to natural disasters. Now consider the monsoon season, a period of intense rainfall. Imagine these raindrops falling, not on a dense, absorbing forest, but on a barren, deforested land. The soil, no longer anchored by the roots of trees, becomes loose and unstable. Now, imagine, if you will, a torrential downpour on this deforested land. Rain, a life giver, but in the context of illegal mining, can morph into a life taker. Imagine a sponge soaking up water, holding it in, and then slowly releasing it. That's what healthy forested land does. Trees and their root systems act like a natural sponge, absorbing rainfall, slowing its descent, and gradually releasing it. This process prevents the rapid runoff of water that can lead to devastating floods. But when illegal mining steps in, this natural flood control system is disrupted. Trees are uprooted, leaving the land barren and robbed of its ability to absorb water. Without the trees, the soil becomes loose and incapable of holding water. When the heavens open up and rain pours down, the land, stripped of its protective cover, is unable to absorb the water. Instead, the water rushes off the surface, carrying with it nutrient-rich topsoil. This is how floods are born. But the destructive power of the rain doesn't stop there. Picture a hillside, once covered in a lush canopy of trees, now barren due to illegal mining. The roots that once held the soil together are gone. The soil, loosened by mining activity, becomes susceptible to erosion. When rain falls on this ravaged land, it doesn't just wash over the surface, it seeps into the soil, saturating it. This water-laden soil becomes heavy, unstable, and prone to movement. And when the rain continues to pour, the saturated soil can no longer withstand the added weight and pressure. It shifts, it slides, it collapses. This is how landslides are triggered. So the rain that was once a source of life and growth for the land becomes a harbinger of disaster. The water that once nourished the soil now washes it away, leaving behind a trail of devastation. And just like that, the rain brings not life, but destruction. Behind these disasters are real lives, real families, and real losses. Every flood, every landslide, every disaster carries with it a human story. Stories of people who have lost their homes, their livelihoods, their loved ones. Stories of communities torn apart and lives forever changed. Take the story of Siti, a mother of 3 from a small village in Indonesia. Her family lived in harmony with the land, farming and fishing, until illegal miners arrived. The once pristine river that provided their livelihood now runs murky with waste from the mines. A landslide triggered by the weakened land took away their home, leaving them with nothing but memories. Or consider the story of Budi, a young man with dreams of becoming a teacher. He was forced to abandon his studies when his family's farm, their only source of income, was swallowed by a flood. The flood, a direct result of the deforestation caused by illegal mining, left him with no choice but to work in the very mines that destroyed his home. These are not isolated incidents. They are the human cost of illegal mining. These stories of loss and devastation are repeated in communities across the country. The impact extends beyond the immediate loss of homes and livelihoods. The long-term effects are equally devastating. The land, once fertile and abundant, is rendered barren. The water, once clear and life-giving, is polluted. The community, once vibrant and cohesive, is fragmented. Illegal mining doesn't just affect the environment, it affects people. It shatters lives, breaks families, and decimates communities. It forces people to abandon their homes, their dreams, their futures. It leaves behind a legacy of loss, grief, and devastation. This is the untold story of illegal mining. This is the story of real lives, real families, real losses. The ripple effects of illegal mining extend far beyond the mines themselves. As daunting as this issue may seem, there is power in collective action. The world is not standing by as illegal mining ravages our lands and wreaks havoc on our environment. There are global initiatives underway, aimed at curbing this destructive practice and mitigating its disastrous consequences. Take, for instance, the Kimberley Process Certification Scheme, an international initiative designed to prevent the trade of so-called blood diamonds, which are often mined illegally and contribute to environmental degradation. It's a shining example of how global cooperation can help tackle the problem. Or consider the Minamata Convention on Mercury, a global treaty to protect human health and the environment from the adverse effects of mercury, often a byproduct of illegal mining. It's a testament to the power of international diplomacy in addressing environmental issues. But it's not just about high-level diplomacy and international treaties. There's a role for each and every one of us to play. By choosing ethically sourced products, supporting companies that prioritize sustainable practices, and raising awareness about the issue, we can all contribute to the fight against illegal mining. It's about making conscious choices, being aware of the impact of our actions, and realizing that we have the power to make a difference. It's about standing up for what's right, for the environment, for the communities affected by illegal mining, and for the future of our planet. These global initiatives are crucial, but they're only as strong as the support they receive. So let's lend our voices, our choices, and our actions to these causes. Let's stand together, because together, we have the power to affect change. In the end, it's not just about protecting our environment, it's about protecting our humanity. It's about standing up for those who can't stand up for themselves. It's about looking at the world we live in and deciding that we want something better, not just for ourselves, but for future generations. So will you stand against illegal mining? For the sake of our environment, our communities, and our future, we hope you do.